Well, good morning and welcome to my CJ10 Rocket Crawler review. This is from Caster Racing. Anyway, in this video we will be doing a full breakdown on the truck, and yours truly has the climb plank at the side there because this thing has got tyres to die for. So we're going to see how well it gets on with the climb board in this video, and there will be a full runtime video up by the end of the day. So if you don't want to miss that, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, let's see how we got here. Anyway, let's see what we get for our money. Well, swiftly removing the CJ10 Rocket from the box, what have we got? Well, first of all, instruction manual, a little rubber spacer there, which I'm guessing is for the battery tray, extendable aerial, so we're going to get that out in a second. Transmitter, 4A batteries in the bottom to get us going. What else have we got on here? On off switch, we have got on the top, throttle dual rate, steering dual rate, reversible throttle, reversible steering on here, as well as throttle trim and steering trim on the side. Forwards, brake, reverse on there, steering on there. The transmitter feels fairly light in weight. That's not to say it's plasticky, it just doesn't weigh an awful lot. This does come with an included 7.4 volt 1700 milliamp battery, and it also comes with a battery charger for that. Now if you're familiar with these vehicles, looks like it charges through the balance leader, which means you can also probably use a USB charger to charge the battery in this truck, which is eye-poppingly red and very, very large compared to what I thought it would be. Well, my first thought is I can't wait to power it up, because not only have we got this LED light bar here, we've also got lights in the front bumper here as well. It does have quite a good semi-scale look to it, and that tyre tread pattern is not looking bad at all, and they feel, oh, whoa, I think this thing is going to crawl very well. I can tell you that right now. I'm liking that tyre. Oh man, that's got that tyre kind of grab that just sucks over stuff when you're out on the trail. Absolutely outstanding from the outset. Sorry, I was not expecting that. Very good semi-scale look to it. And if you want something that looks like it's going to go at a bit of pace, even though it's just going to be crawling, the red certainly gives it that speedy feel. Nice little scale features on here, like the wing mirror, the door hinges, the door handle, the bonnet clip, and you've got two semi-scale drivers in there, though that one does need a little bit of help with his head sticker. Anyway, panning around the back, not bad at all. And that cage, that's a substantial cage, and that's touching the body at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points on there, so that promises to give quite a bit of strength if this thing lands upside down. And we've got our running board along there as well, so it's going to protect it from a bump on the side. Anyway, let me get that body off. Well, I'm taking the body off carefully because I'm aware that there's going to be a wire linking nut to those headlights, and it's of a reasonable length on there. You can actually take the body off to the side of the car without having to unplug the lights or worry about it pulling the lead loose, etc. So I'm going to do just that, moving the truck forwards. We have a 7.4 volt 1700 milliamp battery included. Anyway, let's get the camera down and have a close-up look around. Now, the front bumper, I noticed you can move it back by 1 centimetre. Now, shifting that back is obviously going to increase the approach angle that the truck has got by quite a bit, so I may play around with that. But here is our steering servo mounted just in front, if you can see that, of the front axle there. 10.5 kilo pulling power, that's not too bad to my mind. As I say, threaded shocks both front and rear, which is nice to see. Little running boards along both sides on there. Anyway, moving on back, we've got 40 amp ESC, which is not too bad for a crawler to my mind. Whoa, definitely a Richie whoa moment. That's not just a 40 amp ESC, it's a 40 amp Hobbywing ESC with drag brake. Being a Hobbywing product should mean we're able to program that. Hopefully that will tell us how in the manual, if not off the Hobbywing website to see. We've got a little splash resistant box in here where our receiver is contained, and that's obviously where the real receiver tube attaches to the car. Anyway, moving on back, we've got our brushed motor. I need to have a look at the manual to see how many turns we've got in there, and our pinion and spur gear tucked away there. As I say, included battery, at the back there. Now with these batteries you might think it charges through the Tamiya style connector there. It doesn't. They actually appear to charge up via the balance lead on the battery. The good thing being, if you have a fast charger that has the Tamiya connector on there, you can connect the balance lead up there as well and fast charge these batteries very easily indeed. Anyway, I'm actually going to move around to the back because I can spot 2 more wires, because the truck has also got lights at the back of the truck as well. Rocket. Anyway, flipping the CJ10 Rocket over, anybody spot what jumps out at them to start with? You're looking straight at it, both left and right. It's got metal drive shafts both to the front and the rear of the car, which is actually quite a rarity on crawlers. They tend to have plastic drive shafts on here, but this has got metal ones, which bodes very well for the crawler. Now, these arms are plastic, but as they are on a lot of crawlers, I suspect you can probably buy upgraded metal ones from Banggood. Well, definitely another Richie Well moment. You can't just upgrade those arms, you can upgrade just about every single part on the car to be metal on here. There is a full range of optional parts as well as the stock ones on the Caster Racing website, meaning it's got a huge upgrade path available for you. I was not expecting that, but it's a great plus point for the CJ10. Anyway, scanning down the truck, we've got a steering servo there, front diff, moving on back to where the motor is mounted in a gearbox above this. There's not too much for that to catch on going over rocks, if people are familiar with crawlers and that happening. And no, I'm talking of smooth surfaces. Both the front diff and the rear are completely rounded over, so that's not going to catch on an awful lot there at all. And I would just point out we've got metal ladder frame chassis running the whole length of the car that all the important bits are attached onto. It actually looks and feels as though it's put together quite well indeed. If you told me it was another $100 more than the price it is, I wouldn't have blinked an eyelid. I have to say I'm loving these tyres. Anyway, Rich, stop grabbing the car and do the suspension test, lifting it up till the rear just begins to lift. Well, we probably got coming up on 5 inches of travel on there. See how well damped it is? Oh, that's quite well damped. On some of these cheaper cars, they don't tend to come with like a lot of oil in them and things, but that's, in fact, some big name crawlers aren't that well damped. Not quite as well damped at the back, but that front supremely well damped. Anyway, lift that rear until the front just begins to lift. Whoa, this is good. 5, maybe 5.5 inches of travel on there. Quite impressive. And I will say one thing, it's got a very nice weight to it. That's about spot on it by the means that it's not too heavy, but it's not too lightweight, so it's going to get kicked around either. So looking forward to testing this one outside. And I will have a first run video of the CJ10 Rocket up by the end of the day. Anyway, with the battery on, there are the lights, but let's see if they look in the dark. Well, they're not too bad. I'm not sure quite how bright they're meant to be normally, because I've literally just got the truck out, so I suspect the battery is probably not that well charged. But there are the rear lights as well. Now I can see what's got the dual rate for the throttle on it, because if you squeeze it normally, it moves off quite quickly indeed. Now with the throttle rate turned right down, you can just get the thing to inch forwards very slowly. Quite impressed from the outset, even though I'm not taking it outside yet. But I have an outdoor test coming up later today, so if you don't want to miss that, then don't forget to subscribe. But it would be rude not to try it out on the climbing board. First of all, we have got this on a 50-degree slope, because I've got a good feeling about this thing. So no 2-speed box or anything like that. Decent approach angle on there. Do with a little bit more weight to the front. 50-degree climbing angle straight out of the box, and I think that's got a little bit more to come. I think if anything the problem might be not quite enough weight at the front with the weight of the battery being at the back, but we'll see. Well, on the incline test, 50 degrees straight out of the box. The main problem is getting enough weight over the front wheels to stop it tipping backwards, because the battery's at the back. But I have an idea as to how I might shift a bit of the weight forwards. One thing I would note is, I said that bumper the front could go backwards by a centimetre. That is going to increase the approach angle to like about a stupid level. I'm thinking maybe 70-degree approach angle, which is just plain crazy. These tyres are spot on from when I first felt those. They are going to grip outside like crazy. Well, I'm liking the CJ10 Rocket from the outset. The fact it's like hobby grade and you can get full range of spare parts, but not only that, you have full range of upgradable metal spare parts for the car speaks absolutely volumes for it. Gut feel is pretty good on this one. I've been playing around with it a little bit outside and I will have a full runtime test of it coming up later on today. But these tyres, I just cannot get over how grippy they are, which I think is going to be really in this car's favour. As I say, the car's weight and balance, pretty nice as well. I am just going to add a little bit of weight to the front of it before taking it outside for a crawl though. But all in all, for under $216, you are getting a lot of car for your money, to my mind. If somebody said this was costing $350, $379, something like that, I would have gone, yeah, okay, about right for the price point. But anyway, there's a link to it below the video, so do feel free to go and check it out in more detail. And do watch out for the runtime video later today. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.